Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel so good about this video. I feel like this is like an accountability thing, and I don't think this is something that I've ever done on this channel before. So I've done like budget plan with me's and set up my budget for the month with me. And then at the end of those videos, I always say, I'm gonna check in mid-month, and then I overspend. I just don't want to face reality, none of that. And so I don't film it. I don't film the mid-month check-in, but I'm filming a mid-month check-in. My planner is filled out. I have been tracking my budget. I can visually see on the page areas for improvement, areas that actually, I don't see any areas that I'm doing great right now, but we'll have to see how this goes. But I'm excited to continue to track my budget stuff and keep following, my goals. And I feel like I'm just going to make progress. So progress is my word of the year for 2022. And I don't have to have it perfect right now. Budgeting is new for me. I know that probably sounds really weird because I'm like 35 years old, but budgeting is new for me and I am a big time spender. I'm making progress. So I am going to share with you today real budget numbers. So I would love it if this is like a judgment-free space. If you are a budgeting person and you would like to share your tips with me in a kind way, I can totally take your feedback, but I don't know. Like, we can make jokes. I'm fine. I'm not that sensitive, but I just would like this to be a safe space. I do feel a bit vulnerable sharing real numbers, but I'm also trying to go out there and make sure that I share my stuff so that you guys can see that you are not alone if you are not perfect in this journey, because I feel like a lot of the times we see people's planners and people who have been budgeting for years talking about budgeting and doing, really awesome with their budget every month, but we don't really see or talk about those mistakes. There are a few channels out there who do that, but I also wanted to represent that, a real person who is just trying her best. So with that, longest intro ever, let's go ahead and crack open the budget planner. So, this is the home section. Okay. So now we're at my budget section and I am using the budget planner. This tab though did come from the home extension pack. So I just like it because it's neutral and cute in here. So I am using the budget planner. And so the first thing that I updated in here that you guys haven't seen yet is my 2022 budget goals. So I did add them to this page and I love that this is a space that I can do that mid-year. So when is that? January, February, March, April, May, June. So in June, I'm going to reevaluate these goals and I'm going to see how I'm doing with stuff. And then I'm going to start preparing for my 2023 goals because I feel like 2022 kind of snuck up on me as far as goal setting goes. And I want to be really ready. So the goals that I'm going to try to work on as far as budget goes are I'm going to try to have $1,000 in my savings, my own personal savings. This is outside of like my, rainy day fund and our like household expenses, the fund that we have here between Brian and I. And then my next goal is to have 0 overdraft fees. And I feel like this is a vulnerable spot. I do still sometimes like make a mistake and my bank is really great about reversing them. So I don't typically ever have to pay an overdraft fee. I just call and they'll pretty much reverse it. But I don't want to be in a place where I'm like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. I bought too many things. I want to know exactly how much money I have and exactly how many things are coming out and that kind of thing. And I feel like that is an area where I can improve. I also want to make sure that I'm still working getting one holiday gift per month for my family and for other folks. And then I'm going to review all of my subscriptions that I pay for monthly. And then I'm going to cancel all of my like credit cards. So that is something I'm doing. And of course I had to make it a beautiful little decorative area in my planner. So that is something that I updated that you guys haven't seen yet. So I did that. I still am kind of at a loss for how to use this. I do want to put bills on here, but I have a few that happen on multiple days. So I'm actually thinking about tracking like my overall balance in my bank account here. So I may have to go back and do that, or start fresh, wherever we are. That is something that I'm toying around with, but let me know how you all use your perpetual calendar in your budget planner so I can get some ideas and see if there might be something that works better for me. but I'm not sure how to use that spot. And then this is still kind of a work in progress as well, but I did add an unexpected expense. So, oh my gosh, you guys, story time. So we like to park our car on the street because over our driveway, we have a really big tree, it's old. It's an old tree and it's very tall, and the branches will sometimes fall down in the winter when it's windy. Portland is known for having a lot of wind. And so we hesitate to park our car under that tree. Number one, because it gets sap everywhere. And then number two, because we're afraid that a branch is going to fall, because big branches have fallen off of that tree into the driveway before. So we just use our driveway as other things. So anyway, we park our car on the street. So our driver's side mirror, at first they took off the exterior, the cover of it, and it was just on the ground in a couple of pieces. So they just took that off, and Brian was able to glue it back together. It was no big deal. But then I found it the other day, and the glass was like shattered. So they had taken the glass out of the mirror, and then they took the cover off again and shattered it into pieces. So I don't know if it was the same person or if this was just a coincidence or whatever, but our unexpected expense is a new car side mirror. Thankfully, all the electronics still work, so we just have to get the glass and then the cover for it. So the glass will be $19, and then I need to put the cover on here. Actually, that's going to be $22. So let me just put that on here as well. So that'll be an unexpected expense, and that came out of our joint account, but I'm going to add it here anyway. I'm just going to put cover just so that can alert me, and that'll be 22. So I'll add that to my expenses when it comes out of my account, because that's something that we're going to pay together. That's going to come out of my monthly budget. So I pay, and this is the other thing. So some of you guys, let me finish this part first. So this will come out of my monthly budget money, which I pay twice a month. So I pay one lump of $450 and another of $409, and those go into our joint account from my account. So that brings me to a question that some of you guys had. So some of you wanted me to talk a little bit more about how we do our bills separately but together. And a lot of you actually thanked me for talking about paying bills separately. So when we were younger, we had all of our money together and everything was just in one account, and it just didn't work very well for us. Both of us like to spend our fun money on different things. One of us is a saver and one of us is a spender. I'll let you guess who. But it just caused a lot of conflict. And so what we decided then was that we were going to have one joint account where all of our bills get paid together. And we basically did like a breakdown of who pays what, like what comes out of Brian's paycheck and what comes out of my paycheck. And then at the end of that, there is a total amount that we both pay to the joint account per month. And then whatever is left after that amount has been paid, we split. So for example, if the total amount between Brian's like fun money left over and my fun money left over, we combine that total and then we split it. So then it's fair and all of that good stuff. And then we just have like our fun money, and we don't have to check in with the other person if we don't want to. We can if we know that we're expecting a package or whatever, but it's not like I have to ask to spend any kind of fun money, which I like because I work full time, and I feel like if I want to buy something, I feel like I should get to, as long as it's not affecting my ability to pay my bills or that kind of thing. The only thing that it is affecting is my own personal savings, which that is something that I do want to work on. But that is how we pay our bills separately but together. So that is the setup that works well for us. But that was a question that I saw in the comments on my last budget video, so I did want to address that. The next thing that I completed is my budget monthly, and I definitely had to go ahead and make it really cute. So I added all of my bills on here, which feels really good to know when everything comes out and that kind of thing. And then I also added my paydays and my grocery shopping days. And then I added on the side here a couple of things that I need to cancel. So some reminders here. And I used, this is I think an older budget sticker book, but this is the one that I used to do this. So this is, if you're wondering which sticker book I used, that's the one I used. So that is what my budget monthly looks like. Again, it's cute but functional. I feel like that's going to be my style all through 2022, cute but functional. And then I updated a few of these things with other subscriptions that I have, and this has been really good for me also to check in with this. Even though I did like a setup of this at the beginning of the month, it's been really good for me to look at things and add different things that I have on here and expenses and really ask myself, like, is that what I want to be spending my money on, or could I do better? So that's been really nice, and that kind of thing as well. I've already, like I said, planned to cancel 2 subscriptions because I've been, you know, really digging in and checking into my personal account. And then I have also been working on keeping track of my daily expenses. So there are some areas in here that I want to work on, like I've been renting a lot of things on Prime Video. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Even though I pay for subscriptions, sometimes it's hard to not go for like the new releases or just rent a movie that's not available on any of the other sources or whatever. And then let's see what else. Oh, and then I've noticed that I've been spending a lot of different amounts at like for like my food stuff. And so I want to really work on like meal planning and only doing my grocery shops like twice a month and maybe one fill in, so that I'm not spending so much all the time on the grocery delivery. So that's something that I'm working on as well. And yeah, so it's not looking too bad, but there are some areas that I want to improve. But that is my budget check-in. I will check in with you guys about this near the end of the month, and then we'll do a setup for February as well. And so that'll be more detailed. I'll probably do like a monthly, and we'll do one of these. But I really like the setup of this budget planner, and this is the 2022 Happy Planner Budget Planner, and somebody asked me which one I was using, so I will try to link that down below as well, and my favorite budget sticker books. But like I said, this is really going to be a lot of pen. There are going to be, of course, some stickers because your girl likes stickers, and it is still a work in progress. So by the time we check in at the end of the month, I want to have a good system for how I'm going to use this page and my perpetual calendar. But that is it, you guys. So thanks so much for being here. If you are one of my current subscribers, thank you so much for all of your love and support. And if you'd like to find me in any other places, you can go ahead and check in with me. I am at creatinginchaos_official over on Instagram, and I would love it if you would follow me there. And then make sure also, if you do like to listen to podcasts and listen to chatty things, that you check me out over on the Spice Chaos podcast, where I chat with Leanne and lots of other incredible folks from the planner community, and some folks that are not in the planner community. We talk to a variety of people, and we've been having some really great conversations and really kind of digging deep with folks. So that's been really nice. And then you can also, if you'd like to continue to support me in another way, you can buy me a coffee. You can go ahead and subscribe to my Patreon. My Patreon, you can subscribe as little as $1 a month or as much as $100, and I do offer some pretty cool perks over there, so make sure that you check that stuff out. And then you can also, if you'd like to, use my affiliate links to shop Happy Planner or any other of the planner shops that I love. So make sure you check all of those things out, and I appreciate your support so much. I couldn't do any of this without you guys. You guys are incredible, and I absolutely adore you. So thank you in advance for being so amazing. And by the way, you guys, have fun today.